Hi everybody. We're going to do a science lesson today about insects. So we're going to watch a short video and the lady in the video talks kind of fast, so you need to really listen. She's going to tell you 3 ways that we can tell if a creature we see is an insect or not. And then we're going to review what we saw in the video. And then I have a little project to go along with the insects. So first is the video. Hopefully we don't lose our internet connection and it will play. All right, here we go.
Ladybugs, houseflies, honeybees. We're big fans of insects, and you should be too. For one thing, they're everywhere. There are by far more insects in the world than any other kind of animal. And there are lots of different species of insects too, of all different colors, shapes, even sizes. Let me introduce you to one of my friends. This is Holmes, a northern walking stick insect. You can probably guess why she's called a walking stick. Northern walking stick insects are from the forests of northeastern North America, where it's easy for them to blend in with the sticks, twigs, and leaves of the woods. If you ever saw Holmes out in the wild, she'd be pretty hard to find. Now, Holmes here is bigger than most insects you probably know about, but she isn't the biggest, not even close. Probably the longest insect in the world is a distant relative of Holmes called Chan's megastick. This is a huge type of walking stick insect that lives in the forests of Borneo. It can grow as long as 36 centimeters. That's as big as a rat. But other insects can get even bigger. The heaviest, most massive insect that's ever been found is the giant weta from New Zealand. It looks like an enormous cricket, and it can weigh more than 70 grams. That's about as big as a small bird. Now, even though they look totally different, the megastick and the giant weta are the same kind of animal, and so are tiny ants, flying dragonflies, and buzzing bees. They're all insects. Oh, good question, Squeaks. How can you tell an insect when you see one? Well, all insects have 3 big things in common, and they're pretty easy to spot. First, insects don't have any bones. Lots of animals like your dog, your cat, a bird, or you have a skeleton made of bones. This lets us stand up straight and move around, but insects have their skeletons on the outside. Instead of bones, they have a hard shell around their body called an exoskeleton. Another thing insects have in common is that their bodies all have 3 main parts. Up in front, there's the head. It's where the eyes and the mouth are, and usually there's a pair of long, spindly feelers on top of it that the insect uses to sense its surroundings. These are called antennae. Below the head is the middle section called the thorax. This is where you find the legs and sometimes wings, but not all insects have wings. And bringing up the rear is the abdomen. This is the part where the insect digests food. And if it has a stinger, you'll find it here at the very end. Finally, the third way to make sure the animal you're looking at is an insect is probably the easiest of them all. Just count its legs. That's because all insects have 6 legs and only 6, whether it's an ant or a beetle or a giant weta or a walking stick insect. So here we have Holmes. Let's count her legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But what about this centipede? Is it an insect? How about this spider? No, again, spiders have 8 legs and insects only have 6. So now you know the 3 easy steps for spotting an insect. 1, it has an exoskeleton. 2, its body is divided into a head, thorax, and abdomen. And 3, it has 6 legs. So the next time you see a fly or a bee or an ant, stop and take a closer look and see if you can find what makes an insect an insect. Squeaks, what's your favorite kind of insect? Let us know your favorite too, and we'll see you back here next time on SciShow Kids.
So do you guys have a favorite kind of insect? I would say mine would be a butterfly because I don't really like insects too much. I don't know if you guys remember, but I don't really like little creepy crawly things too much. So I learned something in the video, so I am changing my little project here. She said that the legs are attached to the thorax, which I didn't realize they had to be attached to a certain body part. And my little insect that I made did not have the legs attached to the thorax, so I'm just moving them around a little bit. So my little insect I made is not going to look as pretty as it did. So let's review. She said the 3 ways that we can tell if an insect is an insect is that it doesn't have any bones, if what we're looking at doesn't have any bones. And then it has to have 3 main body parts to it. So I have a picture here that I drew of an insect. It has the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Okay, say those with me. Head, thorax, abdomen. Good. And as she said in the video, the legs are attached to the insect at its thorax. And how many legs did she say that the insect has? 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then she said most insects also have wings. So there are the wings. These are the compound eyes. And then at the top are the antennae. Right? So most insects will have antennas, wings, eyes, of course. All insects have the 3 main body parts: the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. All right. Then she also, she said the 3 main body parts, and she said the 6 legs, which we just went over. So those are the 3 ways that you can tell if what you're looking at is an insect. No bones, the 3 body parts, and the 6 legs. All right, so then I made a little chart here, and it says insects are, insects have, insects can. Now you can do this at home. You could take a blank piece of paper, write insects at the top. Are is a sight word. Have should be a sight word, but I don't think it's one that we had learned. And can is a sight word. So you want to make 3 columns, and then you're going to think of words to go along with the sight word that you wrote at the top, describing insects. So insects are colorful, fast, small, some, big, some, slow, scary, that's what I think, cool. Okay, so these can be facts or they could be opinions. Facts, something that is true. Opinions, something that you think. Like, I think insects are scary. Some people would say insects are cool. Then the next one is insects have. Insects have 2 wings. Insects have 6 legs. Insects have a head, an abdomen, a thorax, eyes, and antenna, or antennae for plural. And then insects can. What can insects do? Insects can fly. Insects can crawl. Insects can bite. Insects can sting. Insects can eat. And insects can jump. Now, you can make up your own, thinking of facts about insects that you know, or maybe you learned something from the video or the picture of the insect body parts. Use those and make up your own little chart at home. Good way to practice writing. And then the project was to create your own insect. So since I think insects are scary, I tried to make one that's not scary. And her name is Buttercup. Yes, Buttercup. So here comes Buttercup. She looks a little sad now, I know. So Use whatever materials you want. Look around your house, look outside at nature, whatever you want. You need 3 main body parts. So I have the head, the pink is the thorax, and then the white at the bottom is the abdomen. I used Q-tips for her legs, and I have 6. I used some streamer I found for her wings. And then I had some pipe cleaners that I could use for her antenna. Okay, whatever you want to do, be creative. This is where you get to use your imagination. But you have to keep the same kinds of things that the insect needs. So no bones, and the head, the thorax, the abdomen, and the 6 legs. All right, so that is your challenge. Make your own insect. And then, of course, if you can, take a picture, post it on our Facebook page, or send it to me. I would love to see them. Give it a name. All right, Buttercup would like to have some friends. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about insects, and hope you learned at least one thing new that you didn't know about them, and enjoy making your own insect. All right, I'll see you next time.